Mike Tomlin dunked on Mark Gaboli yesterday.
Well, hardcore. You're aware your quarterback position is a little bit of a national topic. So, when healthy, is Russell still your QB1?
Again, I'm not going to soothe you with hypothetical scenarios. It is my general practice to not. You guys that know me know I do not. So why start today because it's the quarterback position or because it's a national story? I am unmoved by some of those narratives, to be quite honest with you. We got an approach to business. I always stand in front of you guys when people are somewhat limited. I say we'll push through our work week. We'll let their participation be our guide in terms of whether we include them and then the quality of that participation. This scenario is no different for me, respectfully. I understand that you have to ask that question, but it doesn't mean that we need to change our position or do things that are abnormal in the effort to answer it. We're just simply going to proceed with what we normally do. Our energies and attention are on those that are available and are scheduled to play. They are deserving of that. When those that are not are healthy, we'll ponder it at that time.
We ain't saying shit, is what he said, Tony. Is that what you heard, Gaboli, there, with his little foot kind of dosing around as he's...
It was hard to focus with Gaboli's sweet hokas just bouncing around, twirling around there in the bottom of the video. But Gaboli, in his article, and they've been unbelievable since joining the Pat McAfee Show as a correspondent, basically said in his article that Tomlin just doesn't... Like, he could have put a rest to it and said, yeah, Russ is the starter when healthy. But he just doesn't care to do that. Like, he does it because he doesn't care what the outside is. He doesn't care what anybody thinks about it. Like, Gaboli used reference when there was rumors of Tomlin going to USC years ago. Tomlin could have came out and said he wasn't, but he just doesn't care to because he doesn't care what people think. But Gaboli said, and I kind of agree because I know how the Steelers and Tomlin work, that when Russ is healthy, that he will most likely be the starting quarterback.
Okay, I'm excited to see if that is the case, and I appreciate the fact that you say it's a pretty good day in Hammer. Gaboli got dunked on by Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin never gets talked about enough for being a press conference maestro. Mm-hmm. He has the ability to say nothing while saying a lot of things. Mm-hmm. Like, he said a lot of things there. Soothe the hypotheticals, yada, yada, yada. I understand you got to ask your question. With that being said, we're not going to change the way we operate because of some national narrative. Basically, he took Gaboli and just...
Yeah.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. That's literally what he did.
Bye.
Mm-hmm. And I understand you got to ask your question because of what you're doing there. But I like the fact that Tomlin's like, I'll kill him with indifference. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to, if I start answering every single question that we have, then I'm going to be spending my entire life doing that. That's a pretty big question, though.
Huge.
You know? And I think what he is saying openly is like, if Justin Fields continues to win games, what are we even doing here?
Yep.
We're just trying to win some football games. Yeah. And I know Tone Diggs said there that, normal Steeler operating procedure here would be to give Russell Wilson the job back because you can't have an injury and lose your job. And that's kind of how, like Tomlin has operated. Tomlin is a very similar to Kirk Ferentz. Yeah. Very similar to like, hey, this is how it goes. Very, I don't want to say slow, but he thinks things out. First time he's ever fired a coordinator during the season throughout his entire career was last year. Like, he is a very, I don't want to say methodical guy, but he is. So for him to make this decision, I think he's thinking to himself, if Justin Fields continues to win, what are we even talking about? But if Russell Wilson is back healthy, Justin Fields 3-0, let's say 2-0, 3-0, because this calf has lingered since the conditioning period 2 days before training camp started when he was pushing the sled. What does Tomlin do? That'll be a fascinating decision. Neither of them had been there before, so there's no build-up clout with the fans, the building, the locker room. It's kind of like a fair shot each, like Kirk Cousins and Penix in there. What will Tomlin do? I'm fascinated to watch it.
I mean, it's the ball is literally in Justin Fields' hands right now. Obviously, I'm huge fan of Dangerous, that guy. But
people forget that is Russell Wilson's dorsal fin.
Obviously didn't change the colors yet, but Justin Fields out there. He continues to play. He played well, I think, in week one. Obviously left some plays out there, but week one, and you mentioned it, not a lot of money invested either long term in either one of the quarterbacks. So when you're on that sideline, I don't care what your position is. And people always say, "Oh, you can't lose your job to injury." If Justin Fields is performing and they're winning, that locker room, if you put Russ back in there, he struggles a little bit. The locker room, the fans, it can turn real quick. So it's in Justin Fields' hands. If he's participating, if his participation continues to be better and better, it'll be hard to take him out of that lineup and put Russ back in there. But like I said, it's in Justin Fields' hands right now.
And there's got to be a thought like, hey, this is the younger guy. Like, he's not turning the ball over. He's not making dumb mistakes. Like, if there is a longer future between the two, it is Justin Fields. It's not Russell Wilson. And so why
He
wouldn't
didn't score a touchdown, didn't turn the ball over.
Bingo.
Had the great roll left, throw back to the right play. Put him in good situations, didn't lose the game. And that's all the Pittsburgh Steelers fans want, right? Isn't that down in Hammer? Don. All you guys want to do is just win the game, not turn the ball over, right? Play good defense. They're doing that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, he led 6 scoring drives, whether they were field goals or not. And then on the 7th drive, they went for it on 4th and 1 on like the 10 and got stopped. That's okay. That's going to happen. So there was some good things that you could see. That's right now, literally, as a Steelers fan on offense, we're just looking to see, is there good things that you could build on? Are you not completely inept, basically what we were the last couple years?
Yeah, Tomlin's going to have to make this decision. He knows it. He's not going to let Mark Caboli bully him into making it. That ain't going to happen on this particular Tuesday.